story. I have every single day many and many messages from Chelsea fans to have all the latest on the Christopher Nkunku deal, because I still remember in September there were many denials when we said, yes, Christopher Nkunku had a medical with Chelsea. Medical staff of Chelsea was there to keep an eye on his medical, and also the medical was only for transfer reason, not for personal insurance or any other thing. As many people denied, the medical was for Chelsea and with Chelsea, and now we can say that Chelsea are set to sign Christopher Nkunku. They are closing in on the deal to sign Christopher Nkunku for the summer. So I'm told that the deal originally was already for the summer, so for June 2023 and not for January. Let's see, guys. In the market, we know that many times clubs do the agreements for the summer and then try to anticipate the deal for January, maybe paying a different kind of fee. But in this case, the deal is agreed for the summer. It's agreed on player side.
This is big news here from Fabrizio Romano, but there's more to come. There's more to come, Chelsea fans, because big claims that there is a second star player already in the works for a summer 2023 signing. Todd Boehly and co mean business. Smash the like and the share button. Let's do this. Chelsea and Christopher Nkunku have agreed everything on the contract. It's done. He will be a Chelsea player next June. That has come direct from Fabrizio Romano. Officially a Chelsea football player. That is done, dusted, and that is over the line. Now, we'll delve into that in more detail for you. Of course, we will. We'll look at the player. We obviously want your comments below. We want to know what you're thinking, what you're feeling. How good a deal do you think this is for Chelsea? What does this mean? I mean, this is a Chelsea team who have been kind of ripped into as of late. The Todd Boehly regime, is it working? Are they actually moving in the right direction? These questions have been posed. Football fans everywhere are saying, actually, is this a good move? Are they regressing? They got rid of Thomas Tuchel. Was that the right move? Is Graham Potter really what this club needs at this moment in time? And I'm asking those questions for you now. I want to know in the comment section below. So I want to see your thoughts and your feelings on that. Of course I do. But when you look at him as an individual player, I'm just looking now. I want to get these stats right. 23 games this season, 17 goals and 4 assists so far for this player, including 4 GA in the Champions League. We move back to last year. 35 goals and 20 assists in 52 games. This man is working on a ratio of GA to games at over 100%. That is nothing short of phenomenal. This is a player at 25 years of age, great skill set, excellent technical ability, great physicality, wonderful speed. This is an individual that Chelsea need. It's a player that the club has been looking at since the summer of 2022 at the very earliest. They're getting this deal done early to bring him in and really try and elevate and take Chelsea Football Club forward. He's a star. He's a star. Whether he translates to the Premier League, whether he does as well as people think he will, that's another conversation for another day. That's another conversation for another day. It's a star signing. It's a great piece of business. And Chelsea are doing it early to avoid any competition. Now, if you do think he's going to fail, then you'll say, nah, not a great piece of business. But I just don't think there's a foregone conclusion on this. I don't think there's a formula that works in relation to this. Some players work out, some players don't. Just because they're from the Bundesliga doesn't mean they're not going to deliver in the Premier League. It just doesn't mean that. The biggest problem that Chelsea Football Club had when it comes to Kai Havertz, when it comes to Timo Werner, in my opinion, was they bought those players for Lampard. They were then moved on to play for Tuchel. And then in the case of Kai Havertz right now Graham Potter's trying to get a tune out of the guy. That's no good for the player. That's no good for the club. Continuity is needed. A club-focused approach is needed. And that is what Todd Boehly is trying to deliver. But the really exciting news here for Chelsea fans is this is not the end of these early pieces of business being done. As reported by Simon Phillips via Mate Moreto, okay, after Christopher Nkunku, Chelsea also want to move forward and refine the details of the signing of Gvardiol. New contacts after the World Cup will happen. There is a lot of competition, but the Blues don't want him to get away. Now, this is the element of the Todd Bowley regime that I think Chelsea fans should be so excited about. Now, I know there's not a lot at Chelsea to be excited about right now. I know Chelsea fans are in this really weird, and I call it weird for a reason. They're in this really weird kind of conundrum. And they've been in it for a while. Should I be angry? Should I be sad? Should I be excited? Should I be positive? I don't think Chelsea fans right now honestly know how to behave. I don't think Chelsea fans right now know how to feel about their football club, especially when you have the mixture of generations. You've got the older school Chelsea fans who remember what it was like to be a team that won a domestic trophy every now and then, hadn't won a league title, and I think it was 50 years. You may educate me on that and say it was wrong. Then you get the younger generation, who over the last 20 years have only known success, who over the last 20 years have only seen the club become European champions twice, win 4 or 5 Premier Leagues, multiple FA Cups, multiple League Cups, Europa Leagues, World Club Championships, and more. They want results, and they want results now. They don't want to wait for it. They never had to wait for it in the last 2 decades. Why am I waiting now? So I think there's such an interesting mixture of thoughts and feelings and all sorts going on surrounding Chelsea Football Club. So even with these deals, I'm seeing some Chelsea fans remain really kind of conservative and relaxed and calm. Normally with a side dish of until we sign a DM, I'm not going to get excited. The midfield has got to improve. And that will happen, but I very much doubt you were going to see the likes of Declan Rice and West Ham and Chelsea collectively do a deal early. I think it's sometimes easier to do this with clubs abroad, with clubs like RB Leipzig, who I wouldn't say out and out are a selling club, but they kind of know their players are probably not going to stay there for the long term. They're just not of that size, ilk, or stature within the game as of right now. So, from my point of view, I think that the way Chelsea are behaving is great. We actually look at the overall spending, and I just wanted to get this up right now. With this deal, it's reported to be somewhere in the region of around 60 odd million. You actually look at all of Chelsea's transfers under the Todd Bowley regime. This deal alone, because I suppose you would count it as like just so far. We won't have to put it into one season because the money won't exchange until officially the next transfer window. But I had this up in front of me. It's now loading, so it's taking a little bit more time. So bear with me while you're doing that. Make sure comments are happening below. Make sure like buttons are being smashed. The club's already spent 280 odd million. This is going to take their spending well above that 300 million pound mark. So one thing I would say to Chelsea fans and tell them to remain calm about is they are still spending money. They are still investing in that playing squad. That is happening 110%. I don't think that can be denied. That is going on. That is happening. That is real. What they need to do is build that infrastructure below it, though, that continuity, and clear out a number of players that may not necessarily want to be there. And there will be a number of players that do not want to be there because they were bought for Sarri or bought for Lampard or bought for Thomas Tuchel, and the club's now going in another new direction. Continuity cannot be created until there is continuity. It just can't. And Chelsea are not going from a situation of being a club like Newcastle that's been in the absolute doldrums for years, being relegated, being a bit of a yo-yo club, not competing at any real level, to suddenly having money and moving in the right direction where there's suddenly an instant feel-good factor. It feels kind of different when when you've had all of that and it kind of feels like it's crumbled a little bit and you've got to start again. There isn't always the motivation to do that. So there are lots of issues at Chelsea, but they are being looked at. They are trying to fix them and they are trying to 110% move forward. There is absolutely no doubt about that whatsoever. But the fact that they're looking to sign off on this deal for Christopher Nkunku, they're looking to move forward with this deal for Gvardiol. That is phenomenal business at this stage. It really, really is. And Fabrizio's confirmed one of them. Big names talking about the next. I want your thoughts and I want your feelings on them, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure the like button is being smashed. Make sure you're subscribing to the Football Terrace. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all again soon. Thank you.